Hello. You're listening to the Pip'n'Dale podcast. Other podcasts are available, but we'd rather you stuck around. Thank you. Something like every time something happens, you roll a dice.
For every decision
you make.
you have to roll a dice. God.
Yeah. Well, not every decision.
Just the big ones. Just the big decisions.
I guess it's more like if someone threw a punch at you, you roll for perception and then roll for dodge.
Fucking hell, that'd make pub fights quite interesting, wouldn't it?
You're just standing there, hopping up and down.
Turn-based
My
battle.
turn, yeah.
Question is, in that scenario, are you rolling the dice or is somebody else rolling the dice for you?
The universe is rolling the dice. Like, you can't just stop life to happen. Like,
is it like a metaphorical dice then, or is it an actual dice that you can see that gets rolled?
I don't know.
I suppose you've got to see it. It's just a big dice in the sky that
just rolls up.
careens across
Time
the
slows
sky.
down for a second and you see the dice roll.
Roll across the sky.
Critical fail, then you're hit by that bus.
I like the idea of it just being a mate, like, and everybody's got dice in their pockets just in case a bar fight breaks out, and then you're like, mate, I'm having this bar fight, you want to roll my dice? And then your mate gets
Pick up a
his dice
chair
out.
and then he picks up the chair. Critical damage! You just blow up this guy's head as you hit him with the chair.
With a chair, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Even if you were like a world expert at something like chess or even football, so like you always have that chance to roll that critical fail.
Well, exactly, yeah, and I think that's it, isn't it? It takes fighting skill out of the equation completely in a way, which is kind of nice. It means the little guy can.
Sorry, I thought that guy was wanking over in that window. I don't know, he was like bobbing up and down, and then he turned his kitchen light off. I'm pretty sure he wasn't wanking.
You see some shit in this flat, I tell you that. Looking over.
That's a chick.
That's a chick, yeah. They cook at random times, man. He's like making his dinner at like 11 o'clock at night. I don't know if he's got some...
It's like 6:30.
Well, yeah. Tonight they're being relatively... They're in keeping with social norms, but on in most cases I'm having my pre-bed cigarette, and I look down and he's fucking cooking up some ragu. It's fine. And
times are different. Sometimes I cook quite late.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. If you've got a weird working pattern, he might just be waking up to have his breakfast.
Yeah, you never know.
Who knows?
Don't judge.
I don't judge. I just look at him and go, "You fucking tosser."
But I don't judge you.
But I don't judge.
I don't judge you.
Purely, yeah.
So you've learned something today. Don't judge people,
even if they're tossers.
We don't know if they're tossers. They might be
sure. That's positive.
Give them the benefit of the doubt that they aren't tossers, but you can still call them tossers in your mind if you feel like it.
I call them tossers out loud. I'll scream it from the rooftops. What were we talking about again? Skill of fighting. It's gone out of the equation.
Yeah.
Which is nice, because that'll give the little guy a chance then.
Yeah, you never know when the little guy
never know when the little guy's going to roll that critical hit. just annihilate a guy.
Yeah. It would make fights a lot more interesting, because people would probably pick on people less.
Yeah. Life would probably be a lot more harmonious, because you wouldn't be, as sure of yourself. I mean, I'm not sure of myself anyway. I don't tend to start fights. I suppose you tend to run from conflict. The more you do something,
the better your rolls would be. Also,
yeah.
Like, say,
could people cheat as well?
If you train your strength, and then your strength would go down, so it's easier to roll.
Yeah. Could people cheat with weighted die as well?
No, because they're like universe.
Are we talking about the universe?
The universe's die.
So God is rolling. Whoever God is rolling.
Well, you're not going to roll. Someone else going to roll a dice.
That's what I mean. Your mate does it on the bar.
Yeah, but you just go, well, I'm not going to hit a 17, am I? You're just going to cheat and hit a 20 every time. Yeah. It needs to be enforced.
It has to be. Well, yeah, it has to be a completely independent thing, doesn't it? And fair and balanced. So yeah, it's the die of the universe. Ra, the sun god, rolls your dice for you.
Right, so
He hasn't got an axe to grind.
you get out of bed in the morning.
Ra has no agenda.
Ra doesn't mind. Ra plays by his own rules.
Ra doesn't give a shit who wins or what decisions are made.
So get out of bed.
What decisions are there?
I don't know. Do you already roll like a dex
Do I
check?
shower
Dex
now?
check? Do I just fall out of bed?
Yeah. Do I fall out of bed
No, I think
onto a
basic
coat hanger
things
that
should-
impales in my stomach? And
Otherwise, it'll just be dice rolling by your eyes all fucking day.
They reckon you make something like some advert I saw on telly for something which I don't remember. Said you make something like 30,000 decisions in a day. Like so,
Yeah,
that's
I
like,
can see
but
that.
that's going to be like micro decisions, isn't it? That's I'm going to cross the
Move your
road
hands.
now. Yeah. Everything is a decision, isn't it? That's,
Even subconsciously, but still.
I'm
gonna scratch my
like
ear.
you scratching your ear. Then you decided that itch was such that you needed to scratch it rather than not.
But it's not like I decide to scratch it, roll a dice, and then scratch it.
No, exactly.
20!
It just happened.
Scratch so hard that
There was a Dale.
itch disappears for eternity.
There was a Dale where you didn't itch it and you're an octopus.
Yeah, right.
In some
Well, I wouldn't have
timeline.
ears then.
You were. Octopuses have ears.
Do
Don't they?
octopus have ears?
How do they hear otherwise?
Yeah, but not like ours, like massive.
No, they haven't
ones.
got. They've probably just got holes. But then there's one where you didn't itch it, and because of that, you turned into an octopus. That's one possible permutation of reality.
Yeah, dimensional realities, and this is just a single reality where everything is decided by dice.
Unilateral reality where you roll a dice and a thing happens or doesn't. So,
yeah,
I mean, like,
it's already starting to get
confusing.
Like, do I roll a dice to pick up this cup and drink this tea?
I don't know, because it's kind of a minor decision, isn't it? It's like you said, it would only be like the big things.
But when do I have that opportunity to drop it? So
What?
it slipped out of my hands and I dropped it.
Yeah.
But
Would that be a dice roll?
then if it doesn't roll when I pick it up,
It's fucking good that life isn't an RPG, isn't it? Really?
well, yeah.
No one would do anything.
I pick up. It would just stand
Everybody
still.
would be frozen in fear, wouldn't they?
You just roll for a heart attack at every second. Everyone's dead in 20 seconds.
Yeah, basically, if life was an RPG, there would be a permanent chance of death every single minute.
I pick up that teacup, roll a 1, it smashes on the floor, I trip and impale myself in the brain with the remains of that cup. Game over.
Immediate death, yeah.
Yeah, so you can't be rolling all the time.
You can't be rolling. But then the rolling isn't up to you, is it?
No,
It's
the
rather
universe
sun
is
god. I don't even know if he was the sun god. I'm not particularly up on my Egyptian mythology.
Ra, yeah.
Ra is the sun god, isn't he? Yeah. I thought he was, but
And then there's, what are the other two?
there's the
Cyrus.
Osiris and is it Isis? They're the two main ones, aren't they? Osiris and Isis are the parents of Ra, aren't they? Or is it the parents of Anubis?
The Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
You're thinking because there's Anubis. Isn't that the one with the dog head? Is that Anubis?
Yeah, Anubis is the
Is he the king of the underworld?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. And then there's Isis and Osiris who are pretty
Jackal.
sure were related.
I think
And had
Osiris
Ra.
might be a jackal.
Maybe.
And then Ra's... I don't know, what is Ra?
Ra was... isn't Ra the bird?
Again, I'm still just thinking of Yu-Gi-Oh! And he's a big red demon thing. That's not how...
I don't know if we can apply Yu-Gi-Oh! To Egyptian mythology or not. It's all fucking
If
bollocks
you know
anyway.
the face that Ra has, please feel free to email
please
in at
write in.
pndpodcast@gmail.com.
There you go. We haven't done one as well for a while. We should probably explain that.
No, just
we
glaze over it. Just glaze over it.
Well, yeah.
It's only been one extra week.
We don't
You've been ill, that's it.
You don't deserve an explanation.
Alright. You make a car that
That's what
alienates
you
our viewers
say. That
every
was the inference I took from what you said.
Right.
We don't have to say it out loud. Okay, so this whole dice rolling world is just a fucking clusterfuck. It's a clusterfuck of ideas. And I don't think we'll ever be able to nail in the rules.
I think the parameters are too far flung.
Yeah.
To come up with in the period of 1 hour and a half conversation. Or whatever.
I mean, you could say that picking up that cut would be a strict test, so it's like a 2. It's the only chance you're gonna fuck up is
if you roll less than.
Yeah. So 2 you drop it, and 1 you drop it, and a piece shard of mug goes in your foot.
Then a baby dies.
Well, no, that's not fair on the baby, is it? Unless you're holding it above a baby, then it might be a bit more reasonable.
Yeah. Alright. Shouldn't be holding a mug above a baby anyway.
Well.
If you're a considerate parent, you're not going to do that. Panicking every time you pick up that mug now.
The universe dice rolling.
Universe dice is going to careen across the sky.
Yeah.
Spells certain doom.
Certain doom for you and me.
Mm.
We haven't even introduced to the show yet.
Nah, I don't think we should now. I think it's too far gone. It's been 11 minutes, man. You can't do an introduction 11
Of
minutes
course you
in.
can. We'll just do it, and then I'll cut it to the beginning.
But that's cheating.
Pip'n'Dale shoe! Pip'n'Dale shoe!
Well, there we go. That's that done.
Yeah, and I'll just move that. Chip chop. Chang.
It's fucking cheating, though.
It is.
Your editing prowess.
I'm loving the editing.
You enjoying that?
Yes. Editing the sound waves. It's like I'm a DJ.
So is that how it feels?
Yeah.
You feel like some kind of master of the airways.
If it wasn't such a dick to use, I'd probably feel more of like a master of the airwaves. Yeah.
So what we got? What's happened? What's happened lately that we can talk about? We've both seen Deadpool.
Both seen Deadpool.
We had a brief conversation a minute ago.
Yeah.
We both decided, spoilers, that we enjoyed it.
Is it too soon to spoil?
Nah, I think as long as you say spoilers are going to happen from this point.
Yeah, but to what point? We don't know when it's going to fucking end. The spoiler talking.
Well, just don't listen to it this week. Wait until you've seen Deadpool and come back to it. If you don't want to know.
Yeah, that's just harsh to people.
I think you're too nice to people.
Respect spoilers. It's because I'm really negative about it myself.
Well, let's just try and not spoil it then. Let's just try and talk about it without spoiling it.
That's alright.
Yeah. We both.
I really liked it when did the and we jumped across the room and went.
Well, that's just ridiculous. You might as well just not bother. You're not going to take it seriously.
We're not going to do it. I'll turn this car around.
God help me, I'll pull over. But no, I mean, the movie was fun, wasn't it? We both unanimously agreed that the movie was fun and thoroughly enjoyable and well structured.
Wasn't any point where I wasn't being entertained.
Yep.
I think that's the
didn't
kind of
drag. Nothing dragged.
Didn't drag for like a second. I don't think the whole thing was just brilliant.
Yeah.
Like
Ryan Reynolds was born for that role as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I've always had a bit of a
role. You got a man crush.
I've got a hankering in my pants for Ryan Reynolds.
I think he'd like that. Everybody tweet Ryan Reynolds that Dale has a hankering for him in his pants.
Yeah. Hashtag PND podcast. Hashtag
Let's do this.
Ryan plus Dale love. Let's get this arranged.
Let's do this. Let's get a response from Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Let's get a retweet.
I feel like if I was put in a room with him, I'd just fall apart. Like,
you reckon?
I bigged it up so much that when I get there, I'd just be like, I don't know what to do. Do I touch him? Am I allowed to touch him?
I don't know.
Do I ask him if I can touch him?
He's not a stripper. I don't think you could
Well, I don't know. He likes to get naked.
I don't think two burly black guys are going to suddenly run in and go, "Hey,
hands off
the merchandise."
Yeah, I'll chuck you out of this.
We'll chuck you out of this establishment if you touch Ryan Reynolds.
The Ryan Reynolds Lap Dancing Association.
Everybody tweet Ryan Reynolds, Dale wants a lap dance. Hashtag P&D podcast. If this happens, if somehow we've developed some kind of audience over this time, and this actually happens, I'm going to be so happy. There's new Daredevil.
The trailer, yes. Yeah. I haven't actually watched it.
You know, watched the trailer.
Again, it was spoilering. I mean, it's not going to be out for a while, is it?
Yeah, isn't it like soon-ish? Isn't it like
soonish?
Quite soonish.
April, May, June.
Come to us for
July.
Expert consumer advice. It's going to be out April, May, June, July time soonish.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, it looks great. It looks great having the Punisher as like the villain.
Yeah,
I think that's a good idea.
Is he going to be the series villain?
I think he's going to be the series villain. Yeah,
okay.
that's the impression I get, and I think that's a good follow-on because, like, you're going to empathise with his plight, aren't you?
Yeah.
Similar to how well they handled Kingpin. Really, was the whole fact that you empathise with what Kingpin was trying to do, even though you don't necessarily agree with
his method.
Yeah. It's going to be the same thing again with Punisher, but it's Punisher.
Yeah. So I suppose in the first few episodes we'll probably see his wife and kid go, or do you reckon they'll be established as the Punisher already?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure.
And we'll see his flashbacks.
Maybe a flashback. Maybe just like, maybe they'll... I mean, I guess, I don't know, in keeping with the structure of the show, I guess it's going to be quite ambiguous to start with as to who he is and what his motives are, and it's going to be very scattered, and then eventually it's going to come into a sort of bigger picture, kind of like they did with Kingpin in a way. You don't really see much about Kingpin's past until like quite a bit later on.
Yeah, more dealing with his current dealings.
And then there's that I don't know. I can't remember the episode structure very well, but I think it was like later on, like sort of like episode 7 or 8. They have that one episode that was mostly set in his childhood, and then everything kind of comes together, and you're like, oh, that's why he's a dick.
Because his dad was a dick.
And
he murdered him.
Pretty sure that was a thing. Yeah, and the mother covered it up, didn't they? Jesus.
Bates Motel style.
yeah, it was a bit like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. So yeah, looking forward to that. That's gonna be some good watching. Still haven't watched Jessica Jones yet.
Oh, loving that.
Yeah,
it's getting really
have you
good.
Watched it? Like, how much have you?
In the last few episodes, I think it's 13.
Yeah, same.
And we're on either 9 or 10.
Okay, so yeah,
like
your end game.
Getting there, yeah, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of shit's gone down. David Tennant plays a really good bad guy as well.
Yeah.
You would have never thought of him to be rapey, but he does come off. Really he can rapey. Come a bit of rapey at times. Yeah.
Oh dear. So that's.
But you like their dynamic and their back and forth. It really works.
Okay.
He's a really good villain.
Yeah.
Because he's a bit closer to home. Like they're at a point where she tries to kind of make him into a good guy.
Okay.
To utilise his powers for good.
But it doesn't.
It does. I mean, it seems like it could go right, but she decides, nah, fuck it, I'm just going to stab him in the neck. And
She Kylo Ren's on it. He Kylo Ren's on her, rather.
I say stab me in the neck. She like captures him. Let's say.
Okay.
She doesn't stab him in the neck with medicine. But she captures him for a bit, and then that's kind of where you're at now.
Okay. So it's worth a watch then.
Oh, definitely.
I think one thing that I noticed about Marvel's TV division, that their movie division could really take some cues, and going off the back of what you've just said, is the villain, the like writing and assembling of the villains.
Yeah.
I feel that Marvel movies villains are often very throwaway.
We touched on this
before,
yeah.
But the TV villains they all seem to be
so far
all seem to have been really fleshed out. Now, I don't know if that's more important in television because you're painting a much larger picture on a much broader canvas, metaphor. But
you don't have to tell me it's a metaphor.
Metaphor.
I know it's a fucking
I'm just
metaphor.
saying metaphor. All right. Fucking hell. Shit.
You want to go?
Not really. I'm still recovering from flu. But yeah, it seems to be the case that they do a much better job of humanizing. Exactly, that's exactly what it is. Humanizing the villains, whereas. I mean, I get you can't really humanize Ultron in that sense, can you? And you can't humanize the
he is a bit. He is like he's not
he's not flat.
No, he's not just a maniac robot, is he? He has.
I don't know. I think he is just a maniac robot.
He is a maniac robot, but he still has that intelligent.
Yeah, he's Tony Stark, isn't he? That's the whole.
He's not just
point.
Mercilessly chopping up.
But he forgets the word for children. They love that. It's just chilling.
Oh, what tiny?
He's like, what do you call them again? Those little people, children. That's it. I'll kill all of them. Yeah. You see, as well, I watched this interview with Ben Affleck where they said, "Did you approach any other like Batman actors for advice?" And he said he approached George Clooney and Christian Bale, and Christian Bale gave him like a good piece of practical advice, which was get a zipper put in the suit. Right, which is good. And then he said, and I can't tell you what George Clooney says because I can't repeat it on TV, which is great. I would love to sit down and have an hour-long conversation with George Clooney about
fucking bat nibbles.
Apparently, if you ask him about it, he just asks you how much you paid for your ticket and then gives you it back.
Wow.
I really want to know if that's real.
That would be nice.
If you could test that.
What, he just carries around loads of...
Well, I don't think he can, but I think if he's got $10 on him, he'll just give you $10 for your admission. Just hasn't got the energy anymore to talk about it.
But then everyone would just queue up outside George Clooney's house trying to get their £10 refund.
I don't know if people would. I think people have forgiven George Clooney.
It would probably take a lot more than $10 to get to his house.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe if you were in the area, you just drop by and
ding dong,
buzz on the gate.
George, I'm just here for my refund for Batman.
You remember Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh yeah, I'll come down.
I'll send Jeeves out.
Send Jeeves.
Jeeves comes out. He's probably got a butler. If it's George
the guy from Tomb Raider, he just comes clattering along
with a silver tray with $1 on it. Then he just crankles away again. Frostbite coming out of his nose from being locked in the fridge for too long.
That fucking butler.
Yeah.
He was persistent, wasn't he?
He was.
I always used to come to the conclusion when I was younger that he was like some kind of lecherous old man rather than a butler. Like the connection in my head wasn't, oh, that's her butler. It's
just a stalker,
some lecherous old man that's just wandering around like with a tray of
tea.
I don't know. I was young.
Thirsty Lara. Thirsty Lara.
Speaking of butlers, I kind of like this, and this fits in nicely with Gotham's portrayal of Alfred. Is apparently, and I don't know if this has been verified, so this is rumor mill stuff, but apparently Alfred in Batman v Superman is not their butler. He was their Wayne's the Wayne family bodyguard. And he's the only member of staff that Bruce kept on after their death, which makes more sense, I think, in a way, that he would be a trained field medic and able to pilot the Batwing remotely, which he does in the newest trailer.
So all the house staff, you mean?
So out of everybody, yeah.
Not the Wayne, Enterprise.
No. The mansion. You know, they got Bruce immediately got rid of the gardener and Consuela the cleaner and everyone except for Alfred
needs to do everything now.
Well, I don't know.
Grass.
I mean, I don't know because the house might be sort of in might have seen better days. Because it's difficult to say, isn't it? Because it's difficult to say what. Because we're approaching this Batman in a very, very different period of his life. He's not sort of like the young.
Yeah, well, he's an old Batman, so there's going to be a over the 50 years, they must have had people come in and do stuff.
Yeah. And we'd only seen Batcave in trailers as well. We haven't seen any big exterior shots of Wayne Manor or anything.
I don't think
I get the impression it's all going to be like boarded up, but then I suppose not, because Bruce Wayne's still got quite a presence, hasn't he? He's had quite a presence in the trailer, and he's that smarmy Ben Affleck Bruce Wayne with his side smile and his...
Yeah, he might have like a Ritz apartment.
Yeah, well, yeah, a la Christian Bale in Dark Knight, maybe. But yeah, I quite like the idea. I'm down with that. I'm down with that as a creative change. Like, I'm happy with that. Like, him being the you know, an ex-bodyguard, because then it makes sense that he can do all of this stuff. I mean, you can still give him the same backstory, I suppose. Can't you? He's a bit... to me, it seems strange that, like, an ex-Navy SEAL or whatever he was, I mean, he's English, so he wouldn't be a Navy SEAL, but it's besides the point, but, like, an ex-military guy would go into a service job, like, as a butler for a rich family. It makes more sense. That's a more logical... That's an actual life path. You come out of the army with your pension, you go into private, you know, bodyguarding shit. I don't know how it works. If somebody does, you can write in to that email address that I never remember.
pndpodcast@gmail.com.
That one. But yeah, I like that. It fits, and I'm happy with that. Have you seen the latest Batman v Superman trailer? That gives away
the final one.
More of the movie.
No,
it doesn't give away a lot. To be fair, it's basically a Batman trailer.
Right.
It shows Batman infiltrating a building, and just his movement is phenomenal. Like,
yeah, I don't want to watch trailers. I'll just watch the film instead.
Yeah,
nah,
it's fine.
It's too much.
I think certainly with Batman,
I was in work and I was moaning about this exact subject about trailers ruining like plot lines and stuff.
Yeah,
and I was like, exactly like the Batman v Superman trailers ruined the Doomsday's going to come in, and one of the guys was like,
Doomsday's coming.
I haven't watched any of the trailers. Doomsday's coming in it, and I was like, shit. Spoilers suck. Just leave it at that.
But for a lot of comic book movies, it's like it's fucking hard for there like not to be like, I've got a fucking shelf of spoilers like right there, like Civil War, like, and some of the stuff that might or might not happen in Civil War. I'm just like, oh, that's quite stressful having to go into that movie knowing what happens in the book and knowing like. I mean, obviously they're going to have to take a totally different tack because Civil War comic is all about Spider-Man. Really,
there is no Spider-Man.
Whereas we got no Spider-Man at the moment. I can't see it tallying up exactly the same.
Actually, I think I might have seen somewhere that Andrew Garfield is
no. Tom Holland is the new Spider-Man. Spider-Man will be in Civil War, but it will be Marvel Sony's new Spider-Man. It's some kid. He's like 18, which is great.
Yeah,
it's a good counterbalance to have an actual kid. It's just quite typical of Hollywood. Like Andrew Garfield was like 29 or something by the time he got his chance.
Yeah,
playing a 16, 17-year-old Spider-Man. Well, he's only just graduating at the start of the second one, isn't he? So we've got to assume he's in
teens.
Yeah, he's in his like mid-teens.
Well, they've been doing that for God knows how many years.
Well, yeah, I mean, like even looking back at the first Spider-Man,
he was sort of like Ferris Bueller.
Yeah,
he's like mid-30s.
Mid-30s. It's like all the people in Dawson's Creek. They've all got grey hair by like the end of it. Tom Welling is a teen Superman. Tom Welling was older as a teen Superman than Brandon Routh was in Superman Returns as a fucking fully adult Superman with a job and everything. Like Tom Welling was like 30 and Brandon Routh was 28 or something. It's just ridiculous. Hollywood casting young people. Just cast young people. It's fine. If you need a young... And I think that'll
give
offset...
them jobs.
It'll offset quite nicely. Having, like, actors like Chris Hemsworth and Chris... The other one, Evans, who are sort of in their, early to mid-30s. And then Robert Downey Jr. and this 18-year-old kid.
Yeah. And you can tell he's 18.
And you can tell because he looks... And he's small.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. That's a much better idea.
He is a child.
I can't remember what Tom Holland's been in. I'm pretty sure... Oh, he was in... The Moby Dick film, In the Heart of the Sea. Have you seen that yet?
Why don't I watch a film like Moby
It's
Dick?
good, man. It's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a big fucking whale.
I don't know.
It's a big whale, hits a boat.
Oh, well, it was kind of...
Loads of people die.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
remake of... It's like the Noah's Ark.
It's not. No, it's not, is it?
Just gonna remake...
It's not
remake
Noah.
stories.
That's a Bible story. That's slightly different. This is about the guy who wrote Moby Dick interviewing one of the survivors from the actual ship.
Oh. Right, so
And
like
he
Titanic
tells the story.
style.
Yeah, basically. Except
Okay.
better, because there's a big whale in it.
I thought it was just like...
There's a big whale.
I hunted Moby Dick.
No, it's not quite
just-
that. It's got Chris Hemsworth in it, man. It's got the walking charisma that is Chris Hemsworth in it, being strikingly beautiful and
Is he...
manly.
Who does he play? Does
He plays.
the captain?
He plays the
Moby Dick.
first mate,
Does
and
he
he's
play the whale? Splashing out the
just
ocean.
splashing around. No, he plays the first mate or whatever, and basically it's quite a nice dynamic actually. Spoilers, but he's supposed to be the captain of his own ship
Right.
because he's done real good.
He done good.
He's done real good in previous whale adventures,
Right.
Because obviously whale oil was big at that time. It was how we got heat and light. So he has this meeting, but this rich boy with nautical blood, it's in his bloodline. Basically, they fucking just sandbag him at the last moment, and they're like, "No, you're first officer." So the rich boy doesn't like
Takes.
Chris Hemsworth because he's the common folk. He's a land walker, and Chris Hemsworth resents the captain. But they slowly bond over the course of the movie when they realise that this fucking whale is angry.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole undertone of, should we really be stabbing whales? Should we not be not doing that? Should we
Living
just
with
not
them.
do that anymore? Which is very quickly glossed over with no, we should carry on stabbing the whales because they've
Well, I
got
was
the
going to
oil
say,
we
during
need.
the time, they probably didn't have a crisis about stabbing.
Well,
that was just what
well,
they
no,
were
they
doing
didn't.
at the time.
We weren't really aware of our own eco, so that's why we're in the
Shit.
problem that we're in now. That's why we're all fucking panicking about the pandas, isn't it? It's because we didn't keep a very good tally back then. I don't think we were responsibly farming. If you look at most of the stuff that's gone extinct, it's because we didn't responsibly farm it. We just assumed that it was this self-perpetuating, self-replenishing.
The world only really got self-aware about all the shit we've been doing to it in the past 20
the
years.
80s, yeah.
Even in the 90s, we were still a bit doing stupid fucking
stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, In the Heart of the Sea, watch it, man. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. It's got that. I love stuff that's I love period dramas, man. I love stuff that's set in back in the day. I love stuff that's set during colonial America and stuff that's set in Victorian times as well. I just find those time periods are great, and it's got a giant whale in it. It's a monster movie.
Movie
Yeah,
settings. As
exactly,
well.
man. It's stuff like Gangs of New York. I just love the aesthetic of it. I love the
That's
idea
a great
of
film,
a
yeah.
movie set during that time, and it's a monster movie, so it's Godzilla in water. The whale is big, and it's fucking pissed.
Is it white?
No, don't know. It's kind of grey, kind of
Greyish.
whale coloured.
That's the kind of...
The
thing,
whale
isn't
in the actual story that allegedly sunk this boat, and because it is based on a true story, Moby
Yeah.
Dick, was a white whale, which is white.
I thought it is, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's like that thing of Chinese whispers, isn't it? It starts off as it was a big whale to it was a
The
T-Rex
grandest.
with fins.
The grandest white as a sheet.
It was aliens.
Yeah.
You know how it progresses over time. The rumor gets more and more ridiculous. But yeah, it's a good movie. Definitely worth watching. What else? What else has happened? Has anything else happened? What's happened to you?
It's happened to me.
What have you been
What
playing
have
lately?
Playing, watching. Playing a lot of Helldivers. That's
Helldivers?
pretty good, yeah. It's like,
This is not something I've heard of.
free on PlayStation Plus. It's kind of like... I would compare it to Alien Swarm. You've probably not played that as well.
No.
It's like a Steam game. So it's top-down,
Okay.
marine-based there's 4 of you and
The shooter.
1,000 aliens. Yeah,
Hmm.
there was just constant streams of enemies, and
Okay.
but when people die, you can respawn.
Just kind of skirmish based
Yeah, but
combat.
like to do like revive people and request weapons and stuff, you've got to actually put in commands. Like the command to revive someone, it's like down, up, left, right. Have you ever played Magicka?
No. I don't play a lot, to be honest.
Oh well,
That's what it would outwardly appear anyway to our audience.
clearly.
But I don't play video games. I just talk
A lot of these
game.
are PC games, I suppose.
This is it. I'm not
not
a member of the
PC game.
glorious PC gaming master
Nor
race.
am I really. I so want to play XCOM. I'm like dying to play XCOM.
Is it
too.
PC only?
It's PC
I
only
saw
at the
that they played a trailer for it, funnily enough, when we went to see Deadpool.
Yeah.
Just big screen XCOM
Oh,
2
wow.
trailer, and I saw it and I was like, what's this? This looks awesome. Because it's like cell shaded as well, isn't it? It's got like a kind of cell shaded
got a
aesthetic.
bit of that element.
Bit of an animated kind of look, like lots of hard kind of black lines, like. And I thought, what is this? And then it was like XCOM 2, and I was like, Dale wants to play that.
Yeah, I like lost the whole December.
Yeah,
playing
I remember. And then you played it on PC, and then you played it on
PS4.
PS3.
Free, yeah. Well, because
And I was like, it must have been good if you played it through.
juddery on my PC, but
Was it?
and that was my first playthrough, so I got it on the PlayStation to be. And I'm still using the same PC, I think. So that's
So XCOM 2 is a
I've
ways off.
definitely got.
It's meant to be
idea
amazing,
that-
though. It's gotten like the
Yeah.
best reviews ever. XCOM 2.
Yeah, all right, don't rub it in.
But you're gonna have to
There.
spend a lot of money.
I'll spend
I'll spend 600 quid upgrading my computer.
just to play one
Just to
game.
play one
that's,
game.
That's the kind of justification I'm trying to make to myself. Obviously, in the long run, it'll be good.
Well,
but
yeah, because you'll be able to play other stuff too.
yeah.
You'll be able to spend more money.
Like Castlevania Lords of Shadows that I bought on Steam.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even play on the PC. There are a few games like that I bought on the Steam sale, but PC won't even fucking run them.
This is why I can't cope with PCs, and I understand that they are this in many ways the superior option, but I do like I do like the security of going into a shop and knowing that I just have to pick up the one in the green
Yes,
box and it will play on the one that I've
Then
got
I'm
up on the
sorted.
shelf.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. I don't like the idea of getting a PC game home and then like it going, no. No.
Did you not read the box?
Did you not
before
read the technical specifications? Do you not know what your PC can
Yeah,
cope with?
that's true.
I done a big trade-in, done an epic trade-in
Oh,
at
did you?
Game the other day. Other video game retailers do exist, but that was the one I chose to go to.
It's the main.
And I got,
it's
like-
the main one.
I got like 100 quid. Which
Really?
I've now, yeah.
What did you trade it in?
I traded in Mad Max.
Just Xbox games.
Yeah, Mad Max,
Xbox
Just Cause
games, rather.
3, and some other shit. Quite a lot of shit.
Did you 100% Mad Max in the end?
I didn't. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did 100% it. I 100%ed it insofar as I did everything that I wanted to do.
Right.
I'm not going round and doing all of the things. Just the things I want. Just the collectibles and some other shit that I felt needed to be done. I needed to clear that map. That map needed to be clear.
Yeah.
Which is the same.
Get that gamer score.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even gamer score really. It was just like it was only like 595G or something in the end that I got out of it. Same with Just Cause, but it was just I just needed to do a bit of a spring clean on that map. Get rid of some of those icons. Syndicate, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I traded that in.
I fell up at that.
I got 98%. I don't know why I didn't get the extra 2, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I turned it on while I was ill, and I was just as soon as I got into it, I was like, "Fucking hell, it's Assassin's Creed again."
Well, that's on Brotherhood. To get 100% of every trophy, I need to collect one flag, and I haven't done that for like this past 6 years.
One flag. Finding one flag.
Oh, I know where the flag is.
You know where it is.
Yeah, I know where the flag is. I just
go and
never
get it.
gone back
For
to it.
fuck's sake, man.
Yeah, it was you have to do some weird thing at a bridge, and I was having trouble with it, and then I never went back to trying
And
it.
you just kind of.
I never finished the Da Vinci stuff on it as well. I bought-
It was fine.
Yeah, no, I
There wasn't
bought
a lot to it. It was
I think
only
I'd
like
done about half of it.
it was only like an hour's worth of content. I was really pissed off with that.
Yeah. No,
I'm
yeah.
glad that Ubisoft has retired Assassin's Creed for a year, because I don't. Even though Syndicate was really good, I was done. I was done with it. Like by the end, I was just like, I cannot face any more dodgy free running. And
Well, hopefully they'll take this year to secure it a bit better.
I think so, and I think
make a better game.
they're going. I think they're going with ancient Egypt, so it's going to be the furthest back they've ever been in an Assassin's Creed game. Because obviously the first one was set in like 11 something or other, Third Crusades, 1191, I think.
And Syndicate has been the most recent, hasn't it?
And Syndicate's the most recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've gotten closer to present day with every release.
Yeah, essentially. Except maybe Black Flag?
No, it would be Golden Age of Piracy was after the Renaissance. It was like that was like 1700, so that was pre-colonial times. I know Black Flag went back
was before
after
3. Yeah, 3
yeah,
was like
that was it. Yeah,
American
3
Civil
was American
War,
Civil War, and then Black Flag would have been like 40 years prior.
Yeah, because it's his dad, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it would have been more than 40 years prior, because his dad. Because Edward Kenway's his grandfather, isn't he? He's Connor's grandfather. Because Haysham Kenway is Edward Kenway's son, who is Connor's
dad,
father. So yeah, it would have been quite a bit before, like 80 years before. But yeah, other than that, they've all been fairly. Because then you've got French Revolution, which is like 18 something. I don't know. I'm not so good at history. All the history I know from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's a good teacher.
So I'm looking forward to learning some about ancient Egypt. There we go. That segues quite nicely back into the first conversation we had about not having a fucking clue who any of these gods are.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll learn something
in Assassin's Creed War.
But I am glad.
2018 is my year for... Oh no, it's 17, isn't it? So they're skipping this year.
Yeah, I don't know whether it'll be...
They normally come out in the autumn.
It's usually October, November time, isn't it? Yeah, so I don't know whether they'll retain that slot or whether they'll go
bring it forward a bit
to like summer or something. But I am looking forward to it. But I'm looking forward to the break more. I'm looking forward to not having to worry about Assassin's Creed this year, so I can focus on other things like The Division, because I can tell that's going to occupy most of my year, I think.
You loved it
from the open beta this weekend. I mean I didn't put a lot of time into it. I've kind of got a thing with, especially with betas, is I don't want to put more than like 4 hours into it, because I'm not going to get anything back from it when I do go to buy the game. I'm going to have to redo all of those missions again. So like yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean some companies do if you're in a closed beta, especially.
Yeah, maybe
maintain your character to
get your levels up to release. But I don't know if that's the case. And I thought I'll put 4 hours into this, and I loved it. I had a great 4 hours. The online is really well integrated and it's stable. Like that's the thing I noticed. This is very, very stable.
That's what you want,
which is what you need for an MMO. Which it is kind of. It's just an MMO light.
I mean, it more depends on server stability when everyone's fucking there rather than
exactly. Not everybody will have participated.
You said it was open.
It was an open beta. Yeah, you just download it.
Good.
So it's probably idea. a reasonable representation of the game, and the quality of the game itself was I thought was really good, considering we're still a month off release. It felt very finished.
Yeah,
it looks great.
Well, that's again the open beta is when you're getting that far down the line. You kind of want your game done, and you're more testing stability, and
you don't want to pay people to do it, so
stuff. Yeah,
you let the general populace do it.
Yeah,
it's a good way of saving money on testers.
It definitely is. It's pretty much the norm nowadays,
yeah,
especially with big titles.
And I think I like that. I think I like the way the Ubisoft development structure is starting to work. I think they're starting to listen, which is something that other big developers need to do, is listen to what people are saying to them. Like, we're bored of Assassin's Creed, we'll retire Assassin's Creed for a year.
For a little bit, yeah.
Like, that's the kind of response I want. Like, I think everybody was so pissed off with Assassin's Creed Unity with its microtransactions and fucking ridiculously unstable cooperative multiplayer that nobody even asked for to begin with.
What, co-op multiplayer?
The co-op multiplayer, and then as well, just the difficulty curve on Assassin's Creed Unity was ridiculous. It was so hard to play, and I think they took all of that feedback and put it into Syndicate, and Syndicate was probably the best one since 2.
Does Syndicate also have co-op in it?
No, there's no multiplayer components to Syndicate, other than...
No versus either?
No, there was no multiplayer at all.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't really care for the multiplayer in Assassin's Creed anyway.
Oh, I digged it in Brotherhood.
I think Brotherhood was the one I played it the most in.
Yeah.
But it wasn't wholly necessary. Like, for me, Assassin's Creed's always been about a single player.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't
It's
necessary.
a single... It was fun, though.
Matchmaking was a real dick, but
Yeah.
I always found it real fun when I get
Once you got in a game, it was great. And it was an original take on multiplayer as well. It was good.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
It held my attention.
I haven't really
up
played
to-
anything that... Like, we didn't ask for it in Assassin's Creed, but it came and it was great.
And it was great, yeah. And it held my attention up to about level 30, I think.
Yeah, I was at least 40, so
Yeah.
I used to fucking love it. I was just sat there every night playing it.
Fucking sweaty palms as well.
Poisoning, like, sides.
Just the kind of the fear element of it was there.
Yeah.
The kind of like the suspicion like of everybody. It was really well
It used to
designed.
piss me off the people who used to get ahead and then stand on top of a building and then wait for someone to climb up and then just smoke grenade and fucking knock you
Run
out
off,
and then run
yeah.
off again.
Little
Just
dicks.
pussy ass bitch about it. That's my
Yeah.
main peeve. But yeah.
But yeah, there were ways to exploit it, weren't there? I think.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, there was no multiplayer component at all in Syndicate, and it meant that the story was focused on and the story was really focused generally, like it because it had the dev team's full attention. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to the next Assassin's Creed, is they'll have had a 2-year development cycle rather than a 1 year. Will they bring back multiplayer? Who knows? Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Depends. They'll have more time to focus on both of them, I suppose.
I get a feeling that there's gonna be a massive overhaul of the core mechanics, because there's never really overhauled the mechanics. They are different. If you play Syndicate and play 1,
Yeah, I mean,
they've made lots of like updates, particularly in Unity, of being able to free run down and free run up, other than that, and just small changes and tweaks to the animations of the characters, there's not really ever been a major overhaul of the mechanics.
No, there hasn't. I mean, the combat evolved, especially in going into 2 and then Brotherhood.
It was still that kind of
turn into chain links and stuff.
counter kill,
yeah,
and
then
then
they kind of
the
decided
chain
to
kills
remove
made
it.
it. Yeah, I'm glad they
It was a
removed
bit
the chain
crazy.
kills, because by Black Flag you're just murdering like 50 people in like
In
one
a
go.
row.
There's no challenge at all.
Conga line of
But
murder.
then in Unity they took that out and instead just made it really hard. Like it would be quite. It was quite conceivable that four dudes were too much for you to handle.
I don't know, I got two feet and 2 hands. Wait, why did I go to feet?
I don't know. I think we've learned something about you today.
Alright, I got
But yeah.
2 feet, that's 1, 2 hands.
Are you suggesting that you
I gotta take at least 5, at least 5 guys at
You'd
once.
wear 4 men like mittens and boots. Is that what's going on here?
Or just ski around. It'll definitely be white after a while, I can tell you that.
Fucking hell. But I mean, even armed guys with guns would just, because they took the you used to be able to use a dude as a human shield.
Yeah.
They took that out. So if you ran into a courtyard that was, purely by accident to advance the mission, and it happened to be an area you weren't supposed to be in, there were riflemen, that was it. You might as well just reload the last checkpoint.
Yeah, shot
And
that shit.
That pissed me off. Why set a game in the French Revolution where there was an abundance of guns and take out the only thing that helped you
Defend
not
you
get
against
shot?
guns.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
you dicks. I mean, they brought that back to a degree because you could dodge bullets, which, as we know, all Victorian gentlemen could dodge bullets.
Yeah.
That was just a thing at the time. And I mean, the combat in Syndicate was different again, because it was a lot of fist fighting. You didn't really play it, did you?
No, I don't think I've played it at all.
No.
Syndicate.
It's worth a go, man. Get it.
Or
when it's on the
Unity.
cheap.
I haven't played Unity.
Don't
either.
bother.
I won't bother with Unity.
Fucking
But
ball.
no, they've they've kind of dripped off for me. I played quite a bit of free with you, but not so much the story.
That was.
And I played a little bit of Black Flag.
I was running around trees trying to collect fucking
fur and
Skin the animals. Back to the land. Back to the land.
that was all the homestead stuff, wasn't it, that we were doing,
yeah.
and the sailing,
I like the
which you had to help me with quite a bit because I was hopeless at it.
I had quite a bit of fun.
Yeah. Oh, let's
It
do
was
that
a
again.
bit of a dick.
It was a good mechanic, and that was a lasting mechanic that was necessary. And I think that's the problem with like a lot of particularly with Ubisoft, is they're desperate to win you over with. Look at all these things you can do in this sandbox. Like Watch Dogs was similarly guilty of. You can make bollards come up out of the ground when you're driving, and then you don't ever do it. It's not a mechanic you ever use. Like
It's not really viable.
Like
that much.
Assassin's Creed's always had that problem of it's got a real economy system, except the economy system is so heavily weighted in your favour
There's
that
no
you're just a
point.
billionaire, like really quickly, and then
All you're doing is collecting money.
All you're doing is collecting a pile of money,
And there's nothing to use it.
spend it on.
Yeah.
And then it introduces the hunting mechanic, but you've already got so much money by the time the hunting mechanic's there that you can just buy all of the stuff you need to craft the things you want. So I'm not going to run around trying to skin weasels when I can just go and buy weasel skin from a man.
Or just shank him and take his weasel skin.
Shank him and take his weasel skins. Exactly. They just need to take the economy system out completely. I think assassins don't
it's
need
never
money.
really
They
worked,
just need to
does it?
stab people. But there we go.
Well, technically, an assassin at its core stabs people for money.
For money. But they don't do it. They do it for liberty.
I suppose
In the context of Assassin's Creed, it's the eternal struggle. I think it's lost its way story-wise as well. I think they wrote themselves into a corner with Assassin's Creed 3. They were like, oh, Desmond's dead. Oh, what do we do?
I like Desmond.
I liked Desmond as well. Bland old bastard.
People used to this Desmond. I wanted a new age
brilliant?
Assassin's Creed.
Well, they kind of did that in
With
3,
Desmond.
didn't they? There were a few sort of outsidey missions. Because I think the aspiration was that 3 would be, before Ubisoft knew it was going to be a cash cow they could milk ad infinitum. I think it was going to be a trilogy. It was going to be Third Crusades, Renaissance Italy, The Future, End, and then they were like, we've got more stories to tell. Give us your money.
Because it does seem like it's going that way, because it speaks a lot about an apocalyptic event and Desmond being involved with that.
And then he just dies at the end of 3 and saves the world, and it's like martyrdom. And then I think from the perspective of the present day story, they've really struggled to do anything with it since, because you're like a developer, aren't you, in Assassin's Creed 4 for
a video games company.
For a video games company. It's very meta, isn't it? It's basically Ubisoft. You work for Ubisoft.
The evil corporation.
The evil corporation keeps churning out generic. Basically, Ubisoft are the Templars, and then you got Roberts, who's the IT guy, and that was kind of fun. But then Unity, there's virtually no present day stuff. There's a voice. Is there
anything in Syndicate?
Yeah, there was stuff with Sean and Rebecca. You know, the two people.
Are they? Oh,
from Desmond's thing. They're still fighting the good fight.
Right.
Still Templars versus Assassins. There's no context for any of it.
But is there any machine? What's it called?
No. You are presumably a person in an animus, but it doesn't reference it, and I don't know what the present day sequences are about.
You just hear them talking over the stuff.
Yeah, and it's like filmed from like a drone, and you see them doing stuff, but
never see who
you don't know if it never gives you any clues as to whether you're linked up to the drone and you're watching it through whatever animus you're in, or whether you're not in an animus. You're just drop the fucking future stuff now if you want.
You've decided to do that. Yeah.
If you're not I think they feel like obliged to give you some. Yeah, we know we kind of fucked you out of that like big apocalypse event and that future Assassin's Creed game, so they're gonna still allude to these characters being alive until we know what the hell we're doing with this.
Yeah,
but maybe
this
give up
one
on
will be
it.
the
Who cares?
Bridge, maybe it'll be.
But who cares? Just I don't give a shit about
for
Minerva.
us Desmond lovers who wanted
He's
a new
dead.
age.
He's dead. All right.
Well,
he's gone.
Anything could happen.
They could clone him.
They could use the Apple of Eden
to bring him back.
The
shroud.
Exactly.
There's all sorts of fucking pieces.
Yeah,
in there. It's gone so complicated. That's the thing. Like, I watched a video the other day that was like Assassin's Creed explained in 11 minutes, and I have absolutely no fucking idea.
11
what
brutally filled
from
minutes.
Brotherhood onwards, I'm just like, no idea. Because loads of like plot changing stuff happens in Revelations that I'd completely forgotten about and have completely forgotten about again.
Well, yeah, it takes place in Desmond's mind, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because that's where he meets 16 in the
yeah.
machine.
And you're like...
And there's those weird first-person bits that nobody really enjoyed. Everybody just went, oh, fucking hell, it's another one of these first-person bits again.
Fall off the world 100 times.
Jesus. But yeah, just do away with it. Just the historical characters are interesting enough on their own merits now at this point.
Yeah.
Teach me about ancient
and then
Egypt.
You can always go back and revisit the future thing if you wanted to do a whole new game on it.
Yeah, and fucking think about it.
Well, that's maybe why they keep it in there, just so they're like...
Yeah, it's to keep the dream alive, isn't it? It's to remind everybody that originally that's what this game was.
Maybe the final one will come down to a modern day apocalyptic event.
Yeah, they'll need to they'll need to introduce another person's lineage, won't they?
Yeah.
Now they could go two ways with that, because Desmond's lineage is obviously because there's that bit, isn't there, in Revelations or something, where you're playing as... Because Desmond's lineage stays with... Is Altair's wife. Because there's that bit, I think it's in Revelations, I think it's one of the flashback sequences, where he porks her in a really tall building. And then when after that happens... The game stays with her, and he leaves.
Altair leaves.
Altair leaves, and it stays with her and like hovers over her belly as if to say,
"That's where
Desmond's lineage is." That's where it splits. So
Yeah.
you could say Altair had like another child, and go with that lineage or something. There's a lot that you could do with it.
Yeah.
You could do a lot with it. You could do that at any point.
Come to the point with, like, when does this? Do they show the split off in Revelations?
I think it's in Revelations. I'm pretty sure it's in Revelations.
Not the Altair thing.
I'm pretty sure that's in Revelations. I'm pretty sure it's in one of the... Because you play as Altair a few
Unless it's
times.
really early in the game.
Might be.
Okay.
Can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's in Revelation. I don't remember it being in the first game.
I thought it might be in Brotherhood.
Well, no, because you don't really see anything of Altair in Brotherhood, do you? It's just Ezio.
Yeah.
You only play as Altair in Revelations, as far as I remember. Because that was one of the things I quite liked about Revelations, was going back to playing as Altair. You play as him as a really old man, don't you, in the crypt? You know, when he locks himself in with the piece of Eden. That takes fucking ages to lock that door, because he's like... "Rrr." You like hobble across. He's like 90, and he's like... "Rrr."
Still assassinated.
You hold down free run, and it just does nothing. He's just still just like
stumbles,
just hobbles over, and then you got to sit down and die. And I was like, wow, this is morbid. But yeah, that's Assassin's Creed done.
Yeah, we've done.
I think we've done
Assassin's Creed.
I think we just the Assassin's Creed special. That's what we should call this one.
We'll come back to Assassin's Creed when the new one comes
in 2017. Yeah, we'll never talk about it again up until then. Might be dead by then.
Roll the dice.
Brilliant. Should we move on to our last feature for the evening?
Let's do it.
Who would be the best? Which Avenger would be the best drinking buddy?
We had a lot of chance to segue it at other times.
Oh well. We'll get better.
We're here.
We'll improve. We can always learn.
We're gonna get better. We're gonna get better.
We'll be okay. Which Avenger would make the best drinking buddy? I feel we've got to establish some ground rules with this. You can say Black Widow, but you're not getting laid. Alright?
That's the main ground rule.
Exactly, that's the main ground rule
every time, otherwise.
We can go with any Avenger that's been seen to date in a Marvel movie. Right. So we can go with
you can't just go for it.
So
200. Avengers.
We're going through the Marvel universe would just be fucking ridiculous,
right?
Because everybody would just end up having drinks with everybody. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is MCU, any Avenger up to the end of Age of Ultron.
Including, obviously, the new ones.
Yeah. So you can include Vision, and you can include
Falcon.
You can include Falcon or War Machine, or I suppose we should just go through them one at a time.
Yeah, that's
probably the easiest way to do it. Yeah. Start with Iron Man because he was the first. I wouldn't want to go for a drink with Tony Stark.
He'd show you up.
Exactly. Well, even that, I don't mind being shown up by Tony Stark because he's the billionaire and he should be the focus of everybody's attention.
He's paying the bill.
Who the fuck am I, basically? But
that's a good point to start. He'd be fronting all the bill.
He'd be chucking the champagne. You know, though, it would be the best night until the point that somebody more interesting than you came along, and then he'd just fucking
or any women.
You'd end up hung out to dry.
Yeah.
You would be relegated to
take both ladies.
You'd be wingman duty, wouldn't you? And you wouldn't get a look in, and he'd make you feel like $1 million while his attention was on you, and then his attention would go away, and you'd end up crying in the corner in the fetal position, like
pity drinking,
on your own.
Yeah. While he's babying each arm.
He's got a woman under each arm, and he's just fucking.
He's fucking each woman in the corner.
You would forgive him for it because he's Tony Stark and he's footing the bill.
He is.
But I just don't think it would be an enjoyable night. I think you'd end up.
He may pop out of a suit at one point and start shooting off blasts.
He might end up getting people to throw melons up into the air, a la Tony's midlife crisis birthday party when he thinks he's dying.
Something may.
Rhodey has to come and
you don't want to roll a critical one and jump in front of one of the deems, do you?
No, you do not. He was acting like an irresponsible idiot at his birthday party.
Yeah.
I was actually I found myself siding with Pepper and Rhodey, and I was like, fucking hell, that's when you know you're getting old, isn't it? When you're like, be more sensible.
You're not being sensible at the party.
Be a responsible adult, for God's sake. And that's the point I got to with Iron Man. And I think a night on the town with Tony Stark would just be too much of an emotional roller coaster.
It would be a great.
The highs would be so high, but then the lows would just be so low.
Yeah.
He would not make sure you got home safely.
No. He would probably let you try and fly him on the suit.
Yeah.
Suffocate you by flying too high and having a laugh.
Having a laugh.
Yeah, that's the problem. You could just die at any moment. He is fucking plastered.
Yeah.
He's not going to be drinking he's not going to have a light beer and then you're going to...
No, he's going to be whiskies, man. He's going to be straight whiskies over ice. Yeah. Well, he's got a fucking... Yeah. He's got an alcohol problem, hasn't he? They don't allude to it too much in movies. It's funny, isn't it?
It's heavily implied.
All they show in movies to show that someone is an alcoholic is just them having a drink.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant the way films can just do that with subtle implication. If you smoke, you're obviously a villain or you've just done something stupid. Keep an eye on smoking in movies from now on. Because it's either that it was set in the 40s and everybody smoked, so smoking was fine, and it's fine to show smoking in movies.
Brooding good guy.
Or there's the brooding, and he's got a reason. Like Constantine, he's dying of lung cancer. There's an anti-smoking message in that film, so they're allowed to have him smoke in that film. And it's the same. If a character makes a bad choice, they're allowed to smoke because you can link the smoking to the bad choice. And smoking is bad, and I
noticed as discussing with the missus is that pretty much every single cop or detective show, they always have a vice.
Yeah.
Mainly drugs or alcohol.
Or smoking or something.
Yeah.
There's always something
there's never really clean cops. They're all
because they're morally ambiguous, aren't they? And that's the whole point, is to show somebody's morally ambiguous. Put a drink in their hand because alcohol is evil.
Or gambling is another one.
Or a joint.
Yeah, don't see many of those police detective. Buffalo Soldier!
A lot of them do have drug problems, though.
Yeah,
like, especially if you watch like The Wire and stuff.
Popping pills is
pills is a good one.
Ambiguous pills.
The Vikes, the Vicodins. But yeah, so yeah, Tony Stark for me is a no.
He's a no-go.
Yeah, for you? Are you a no-go as well, or would you risk the emotional whirlwind?
I might risk the emotional whirlwind.
You're going to keep an open mind.
Quite
at this
entertained.
point.
Yeah, I think we need to go through all of them and then come to a decision.
Okay, all right.
Like I say,
I won't strike.
I'd like to have a big party, but I probably expect the downpours.
He's the sort of dickhead that would draw on you when you fell asleep with permanent marker as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's that guy.
But then he's going to be encouraging you to constantly do shots as well, so you might probably get to that point where you're going to pass out.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
He's got an agenda. He knows you're going to pass out, and the second you pass out, he's going to drop dick on your cheek and write dick across your forehead.
Reversible, so you see it in the mirror.
So you see it in the mirror, yeah. Yeah. No, I think he'd be more subtle than that. I think he'd write it the right way round, but not tell you, and then be like, "Oh man," like the next morning, "Go get some bacon from the store, man. I'm really hungry." And you'd be like, "Okay, Tony Stark,
sure.
Thanks for letting me stay." And then you'd go down to the store, and everyone would be like, "Ha ha! You've got a dick on your face." So who's next? Should we go in? I suppose.
Yeah, just go.
What?
General levels.
Yeah, so Captain America would be boring, man. Steve Rogers, that would be a boring night. Because he metabolizes alcohol like immediately, doesn't he?
So he wouldn't get any drunk.
He wouldn't get drunk. He'd look after you.
He would, yeah. You'd definitely know you'd
get home safe.
You could get plastered and not have to worry too much about it.
I reckon he'd tuck you in and put a pot roast on as well. Like, you'd wake up the next morning and he'd come in with his apron on. And he'd be like, "I made some stew." And you'd be like, "Stew? It's 10 o'clock in the morning." Yeah, slow cooked roast, whatever. Big. You know he'd look after you. He'd treat you like $1 million because he's a nice guy.
He is.
But it would be
boring.
You'd have 3 drinks, wouldn't you, before you'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Steve, but
I can't swear.
You're from the 40s. I've got no. You and me have got nothing in common, like at all."
Remember when the war happened? No, Steve. For the last time,
you are literally the only person who remembers the war.
Still don't remember the war.
And you'd have to explain everything to him, wouldn't you? Like our rapport and our friendship.
He's got a
circle.
General understanding,
but our rapport and friendship circle, like the pop culture references, are so far flung that like it's not like there's stuff that he's gonna. There's not going to be a lot that he understands.
No,
like he hasn't seen Tank Girl, has he? Like Steve Rogers has not seen Tank Girl.
No.
Have you seen Tank Girl?
Very specific.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that's the point I'm trying to make.
I have seen Tank Girl.
Yeah, we watched it, didn't we? I'm pretty sure I made you watch it.
Well, did I come in when you were watching?
Maybe you came in when
you came in and saw like the last half or something.
Yeah, but yeah, that proves my point exactly. Is a lot of our like friendship circle is very specific, like, and you know he doesn't play video games.
No,
like
collects cards.
Does
baseball cards?
Well, no, that's Coulson, isn't it? Collects the baseball cards.
Yeah, but I think good torch has been passed.
Yeah,
he collects bloodied
bloodied
baseball
America cards.
Yeah,
it's mint condition.
Well, no, it isn't.
Not anymore.
It's caked in blood.
It's caked in blood.
Yeah.
That Nick Fury just wiped it over Phil Coulson's corpse and then gave it to them. But we're just going to gloss over that.
Oh no, they were in his locker, weren't they?
No, they weren't in his locker.
No, they were in his locker, and then he took him out.
Oh yeah, he took him out,
wiped
them all in Phil Coulson's corpse, and then went motivation,
and then sent him to Tahiti.
It's a wonderful place.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cat would be fairly boring, but you'd get home safe and you'd have a nice meal. So it's not all bad, I suppose.
It's not all bad.
Sometimes you don't want a crazy night on the town. Sometimes you just want to chill.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a drinking buddy, so
you got to have fun with a drinking buddy.
You can't just be bored every time you go out. This doesn't make a true drinking buddy. You don't go out with someone just because you know they'll take care of you. That's just selfish.
That's just not why I go out for a drink either. Yeah. I don't go out for a drink because I think, oh, I'm going to wake up feeling good tomorrow.
Hooray.
Who we got next? Banner and Hulk. Like,
Or do you do them
can't really
separate?
go for a drink with Hulk, can you? Like, that wouldn't work. You'd end up looking after him, and if he didn't bite your face off
Or smash.
then, like, I think if Banner turned into Hulk, I'd just go home. Like, really quickly.
I've had enough of your shit, man.
No, I wouldn't even speak. I'd just
Just
get up
go.
and leave. It would be a stealth leave. It would be like, oh, fucking hell, this is happening. Because you never know. Because, like, one thing...
You're never
that,
going to
like-
get chucked out of a place, though.
No, that's true.
No one's going to.
No one's chucking him
No
out.
one's chucking
Everyone,
Banner
no,
out.
I think that's the whole point. Is everybody's going to flee as soon as he changes.
Yeah, that's true.
You'd just be going around a load of empty buildings.
You don't see yourself.
And I mean, Banner.
That's in safety.
I don't
dance
even get the feeling that Banner you'd even get Banner out for a drink in the first place. I think it'd be quite difficult to get him to even agree to come out for a drink.
Yeah, but
I think he'd be like, I'm doing sciencey stuff. Leave me alone.
it'll probably be more an intellectual conversation
True.
over a drink.
Over a drink. Yeah.
It's never really discussed if inebriation makes him want to Hulk out or
Well,
if it gets him
It's,
angry. And now he's
alcohol's,
getting pissed,
alcohol's a sedative, so I would imagine it would have the opposite effect, wouldn't it?
calm him down. Maybe he would be up for it.
Depends if he's a prick. Depends if he's a prick when he's drunk.
Angry
Angry
drunk,
drunk. An
yeah.
angry drunk, yeah. If he's
Yeah.
just like a sort of like, whoa, chill, man.
But no, I think you just go out and have a chat.
Talk about some science.
Yeah.
He'd run circles around you, make you feel like an idiot, and then you'd go
Teach
home.
you some science.
He'd teach you some science, yeah. Alright, we'll look at it that way then. So it sounds more like it's framed in like a positive light.
Yeah.
rather than
You're an
he'll
idiot.
make you feel like a dick
Yeah.
and then leave. Okay, so that's Hulk. So then we got Thor, which I think would probably be
One of the
probably the most
ones.
entertaining
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, he'd be loud and fucking annoying, but ultimately quite good fun. Like, he's plainly the one that parties the hardest.
Yeah.
Like, he'd drink Iron Man at
Their
the
whole-
table, wouldn't he?
Yeah, their
Like,
whole
well, their culture is a culture of feasting and and drinking,
Battling.
isn't it? And battling and feasting and drinking some more. And yeah, that
you
would.
might have to. You might start fighting
Would you-
randomers.
Would you be? I suppose that's the question though. Would you be drinking in Asgard at a banquet, or would you be going out for a night in
No.
London?
I think you'd be out of your element if you were in
I'd love to
Asgard.
go for a drink with Thor in Asgard though. That'd be fucking epic. You
Yeah.
get a horn of lager or mead.
You'd probably
It'd
be at like
wouldn't
one
it?
of the head tables.
Yeah. You would never
Everyone-
fucking clue who anyone
Everyone's
was. But
jumping around on tables
Yeah.
and being quite jolly.
there'd be jovial music and games.
That's an entertaining
There'd be
evening.
there'd be some games blatantly, like courtyard
They
style.
probably all take the piss out of you for being a weak human
Probably.
thing, but
But I'd arm wrestle every single one of them and win.
I'm not sure about the last bit.
I'd
I
arm
think
wrestle
even the women, even the pregnant women would.
Why pregnant women? Like,
I don't know. It's hard to pivot because they got a big belly.
surely fat men would just find it hard to pivot then.
I guess. Do fat men?
Even the children is probably the
Yeah.
most apt. Yeah,
Even the children will beat you.
probably.
Strong Asgardian children.
Strong Asgardian children. Yeah. All right. Well, regardless, I think either way, Thor would be
Very entertaining.
very entertaining.
But
He'd
yeah,
shout
are
a
we
lot.
saying Asgard or?
I think we just go keep it a level playing field, because if it's Asgard, then Thor wins because it's Asgard, and it'd be
Yeah.
awesome to go to Asgard.
You're just having a party.
If you're having a party in Asgard, then
In a less social setting, it would be kind of awkward because he'd be shouting and smashing.
and there'd be no
glasses.
one else around.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would be smashing glasses.
Probably
He's got a
have
track
to
record
leave
of that.
a lot of
a lot of
establishments.
establishments. He'd be that embarrassing friend, wouldn't he? Where he'd be like, "Oh fucking hell, he's taking his trousers off."
He's waving his hammer
He's
about.
waving his hand around.
Possible euphemisms.
Who next? Who else have we got? We got Hawkeye. Nope. He's too busy with his family and he's boring. But
Would he be boring in a drinking situation though?
I don't know, man.
He seems quite on the level. Like
he's down to earth, isn't he? He's very down
he's
to earth.
He's just a guy, really.
He's just
That's
a nice
his thing.
dude.
Why he doesn't? He seems boring in the Avengers because
everybody else is so out there, but
crazy
in actual
personalities.
Fact, in actual fact, as a drinking buddy, he's probably the most logical choice.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
It would probably be the most normal night,
and he'll be able to tell you lots of cool stories about war places.
War situations. Yeah,
shot people with accuracy.
But then you could say that Black Widow would be exactly the same scenario, and she's got tits.
Yeah, that is true. But you're not getting laid.
No,
we established that especially in a pre-discussion.
But I appreciate that, and I appreciate that getting laid isn't on the cards. But it's tits. But it's forbidden boob. So
forbidden boob.
Who wants forbidden boob? Who wants to deal with that?
Well, she's quite fun as well.
Yeah,
so she'd be a fun night out.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be crazy. It'd be one of the. I reckon you'd end up at like some kind of free party in the middle of a field.
Freaky, freaky odd place.
No, just some weird trance party where it's just like, who even knows that these things are going on? Who plans this?
How did I get here?
How did I get here?
It's 5 a.m.
It's 5 a.m. How did I get here? Where has everybody gone?
Yeah.
Where you suddenly
why does everyone speak Russian?
How did this happen? Yeah, it would be the same. It would start the same, but it would be as Hawkeye. But it would be a very different ending to the night.
I think so. Yeah.
Plus, she'd be good to have around, as any of them would be. She'd be good to have around in a fight scenario. If anything, she'd be one of the better ones to have around in a fight scenario because she doesn't rely on anything. Like she is literally just super awesome. She's just a super awesome acrobat and martial artist.
She obviously probably has a high tolerance for alcohol for hostess reasons because she's infiltration, so she needs to blend into all sorts of.
Well, yeah, a lot of her missions are probably going to be like long-term jobs, like that take place over, a long period of time.
Yeah, going to banquets and evenings and infiltrating with these high.
I'd love a Black Widow spy movie. Just segueing slightly. I'd love to see like a Bond movie, but with Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Yeah, just like a really awesome Bourne-style spy movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's whether they'll even give her a movie. Probably not at this point.
They should have done a long time ago.
Should have done.
Why are Marvel so scared of doing a female-led superhero movie? They've got so many great female characters, and it's such a annoying symptom of Hollywood that they're not prepared to bank on a female. I mean, that's just absurd. That's absurdly sexist.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's why I really hope Wonder Woman does
well,
great, is so that Marvel goes, oh. But then they're doing Captain Marvel, aren't they? They have got their first female superhero-led movie on the cards. I think it's 2018.
They've got plenty. Marvel. They can go ahead.
But they could have mined several. I suppose Jessica Jones is female-led, isn't it? But that's again the TV division. But I just think it's crazy that she's gotten this far without having her own movie yet.
Yeah,
because I quite like
just not
even
core
if
super. I mean, like Hawkeye hasn't got, but because they're not
core. Well, they are core team, but they're not. They were introduced in other movies.
Course, yeah.
Well, they were just introduced because Black Widow was introduced in Iron Man 2 and Hawkeye was introduced in Thor.
Yeah.
So they just introduced them.
Not very much though, was he?
No, he was literally in it for like 10 minutes. They were kind of just like, this is Hawkeye. You'll see him in the Avengers.
Yeah.
And that was it.
He's looking after the hammer, isn't he? He's looking at sky.
He's up in the
crane.
Up in the crow's nest.
Yeah. Right, so who's next?
Well, I guess we can go to...
No, we're going to the lesser.
Yeah, I mean, we could go to War Machine. We could go to Rhodey.
I don't know.
He's like the blandest guy ever, isn't he? Again, he's nice. He'd tell his story about the tank, though, wouldn't he?
He might have a bit of a party or something.
Well, in the party in the Avengers mansion, and in the Avengers Tower, he's kind of fun, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's telling Iron Man and Thor the story about the tank, isn't he? About dropping the tank, and they're just like, What?
Yeah.
And then Thor's like, that's a good story. Like, really patronising. And then later on it shows him telling, like, just some regular people, and they're all just like, which says a lot about him, really, that he needs a lot of social validation. So would he really be that much fun? Would he pull a sulk if he didn't
shit all night?
just chat around, just fucking bigging himself up, and if you didn't laugh at his jokes, he'd get fucking sulky, wouldn't he? Get pissy.
And obviously, if the party gets too hectic, he's gonna shut it down.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Captain Sensible's gonna step in and ruin everybody's good time. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. He might be kind of fun.
So maybe a bit. He seems like one of those who would take care of you as well.
Yeah. Another generally down to earth.
So he's probably just a bit better than Captain America as a drink.
Yeah,
because he's
got a slight edge in that he would actually get drunk and party a bit. So who we got next?
Not
Falcon.
too much.
We got Falcon.
Yeah,
he's all up for the banter as well. Falcon, isn't he?
Quite banterous. Yeah,
he's quite banterous in Winter Soldier
and in Ant-Man. Kind of a
for his little bit that he's got. Yeah. Again, he'd be. I think he'd be quite attention grabbing as well. Like, I think it'd be you and him would go out for a beer, and you'd end up in a group of at least 15 people that you don't know.
Yeah,
because he's just charismatic and he just attracts people.
Yeah,
He's got that kind of thing going on, hasn't he? Have we got anyone else? Who else? Yeah, we've still got loads to go through. We got
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch. I mean, she scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, you do. That'd be a really uneasy, like, few drinks, wouldn't it? You'd be like, is she gonna freak out?
Maybe you were okay for it, but then, yeah, her personality is quite dark and considering her upbringing and stuff.
Yeah, you'd be sat there and she'd suddenly just go, my family was killed by bomb. And you'd be like, whoa, this has gotten,
I know.
Has gotten
you
dark.
mention it every time we go out.
Start bomb, kill my family. You'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, you say this every time we go for a drink. We get it.
My brother was killed.
My brother killed by android created by Stark. Why she isn't pissed off with Tony Stark still. She seems to have forgiven him by the end.
Yeah.
He is literally responsible for all of the world's atrocities.
Yeah, pretty much. All weapons are made by Stark Tech.
Everything he does, he tries to make the world a better place and then just doesn't make it a better place. He just makes it a significantly worse place.
Yeah, it just blows up in his face most of the time.
I suppose that's kind of the point.
Follow Dad's legacy, I suppose.
Yeah. Except his dad was just trying to make the world a worse place. He didn't have any pretensions about what he was doing. He was just like, I'm going to arm the richest side.
Hooray!
Whereas Tony Stark's got this moral compass that doesn't work.
Doesn't work
it's just
very
broken.
well. Yeah.
It's just completely broken.
He's trying, bless him.
He's trying, yeah. Quicksilver.
He's dead.
Let's assume he's alive, just for the purposes of this.
My family was killed. He's starting technology. We're in the same boat.
I don't know. He doesn't seem as beaten up about the whole thing as Scarlet Witch.
Seems a bit more.
He's a bit more
chappy.
He's a bit more of a cheeky chappy. Yeah. Plus, you get him to get every round in because he could just pour drinks and come back. You wouldn't pay for a thing.
True.
Because you could literally just run behind the bar and
And
pull
you're
a
a
pint.
bad guy.
You're an opportunist, I would say.
Okay.
He could pour you the pints and leave some cash there for the barman.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
That's fine.
Is that in keeping
Cash
with
just starts piling up in front of the bar.
the bar's like, I have literally no idea.
Yeah, but
what's
then they'll
happening.
probably just pocket it. You
Yeah.
can put it in the register. As
Put it in the
an
register.
agent,
There you
yeah.
go. Yeah, there you go. So that fit in with your ethics.
Ethical drinking
Your ethical
times.
drinking times.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of fun. But personality-wise, didn't
You get
he wasn't
pissed
around
really quickly.
well, yeah. Do you think he drinks fast? Again,
Yeah.
does he metabolise alcohol really quickly?
Because his cells are so
his cells
fast,
are so
yeah.
fast.
Possibly. So
Maybe.
he might not be getting drunk over. Well, yeah, but on his side, he might be able to outdrink the metabolism.
That's true.
He'll be going for a piss, drinking, and then still talking to you at the same time.
Yeah, just
big
with this
circle,
constant
yeah.
loop. That would be pretty insane.
But then he'd be talking to you, but he'd be like wobbling because he's going back and forth all the time. And then you'd be getting drunk and swirling, and then you'll be getting sick, and then you're like, oh no.
It would be
Just stop!
Yeah, just sit down.
Please!
Just fucking sit down, man. Yeah, that could be quite stressful.
Yeah. You might have to run about the old even. He might not want to sit still ever.
No, probably not. I think
get
we've only
back
got
and
Vision
spiral.
now, haven't we?
What about Ant-Man?
Oh yeah, we could include Ant-Man.
Well,
He will be an Avenger.
will be,
We
but
know he
he's
will
not
be an Avenger, and we know the
currently.
character well enough. Because another thing I was going to say is we know Black Panther is going to be in Civil War, but we have no idea what his character is going to be at this stage. So I guess we can.
Let's cancel out Ant-Man.
All right, Vision.
Vision.
Well, Vision would be the most interesting character to have a conversation with because he is literally just like a baby. If you think about it,
Yeah, he
he's just
doesn't know anything.
he's
about
brand
the world.
new, isn't he?
Yeah.
But really, like ridiculously intelligent. But
Would
brand
he-
new.
Would
Again, he
be able
wouldn't
to
get drunk.
Yeah.
I don't think he would get drunk. I don't know. I don't really. What is he?
I don't know. Well, he's an android.
He's an artificial intelligence, but
made with Thor's lightning,
and other stuff.
that core thing.
Yeah. So he's not. Yeah, he's not going to
like
have
a
a
super
digestive. He
robot.
hasn't got a digestive system, has he? He's not organic in any way.
No,
He is robotic and android-like,
but
So, yeah.
worthy.
but and worthy. Yeah,
He's definitely
he's
worthy.
definitely worthy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess again, he would be interesting to have a conversation with, just purely from a like.
Has he got Has he got the memories like Ultron got, or has he literally got nothing? Because I mean, he still starts with conversation and understanding
Well,
about what they need to do.
he's Jarvis's consciousness, isn't he?
Yeah,
Put into a physical form
so he would still have the knowledge that Jarvis is.
that Jarvis had
Collected.
programmed and it was programmed with and has accumulated.
Yeah,
So yeah, he wouldn't be a completely new entity in that sense, but again, he'd be more fun to just sit and have a conversation with than go for a drink. He's not going to be a drinking buddy, is he?
No.
He's not even going to drink. It literally serves like no purpose to him. His frame of reference is just so out there. He's
Yeah.
never going to enjoy a sausage sandwich, is he? He might try it, but he's going to be
You
like,
never know. Well, you'd be showing him new things, wouldn't you? It would be you teaching him about new experiences and
yeah,
having a party.
that's
So
true.
you'd kind of dictate the evening, really.
Mm.
You'd just be there.
He'd just be a tag along, wouldn't he? He'd be like, I'm up for whatever,
Yeah.
which could be kind of fun.
Especially since you've got access to get him to do stuff with powers and
Yeah.
things. Funny shit. What is his main powers? I guess he's just strength and
Strength and flight and
flight.
well, he's got one of the Infinity Stones, hasn't he?
Inside
The
him,
Mind,
yeah.
the Mind Stone.
Can he do
It's in his
mind
head.
things?
No, I'm not really sure about Vision. I don't really read a lot of Avengers comics. Let's quickly look it up.
I know he basically
He can fly
eventually
and
develops
he's strong.
emotions.
Yeah,
and love and
marries.
stuff.
Well, he marries Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, he does. Like I've read a lot of the stuff where she's dying, basically.
Here we go. Powers and abilities. Oh, he does have organs.
Right.
Constructed of synthetic materials. It says here the solar jewel on Vision's forehead absorbs ambient solar energy to provide the needed power for him to function. He's also capable of discharging this energy as optic beams. With this, he can fire beams of infrared and microwave radiation. However, I think the point to make here is that in the MCU, it's the Power Stone, the Mind Stone. It's not just some
No, it's not
random
the same as-
indescript solar jewel. It's the Mind Stone. So
You want
yeah.
to look at the powers of the
We wanna look
gauntlet
at-
and
the Mind Stone
the Mind
to
Stone.
know what he can really do. But yeah, I mean, I suppose the only powers he's been alluded to having in this are flight and obviously he's an adequate combatant.
I mean, even if he is made of synthetic organic materials, they might be so robotic and powerful that they would still fight off alcohol to that point. They would never be able to get drunk per se.
Yeah. Here we go. Mind Stone allows the user to greatly strengthen and enhance mental and psionic power and access the thoughts and dreams of other beings.
I don't think it really shows him being able to.
It doesn't show him being able to do that, but I guess he's going to be able to do that as it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, taking the point as it is now, he hasn't shown anything else. This is interesting though. So it's backed by the power gem. The mind gem can access all minds in existence simultaneously.
Fucking hell.
So I guess we're done on our rundown of
We've come
Avengers.
full circle.
Yeah.
There isn't any more Avengers.
I don't think there's any more.
is there?
Not really. I mean, I suppose you could go through like Nick Fury and everybody, but he's not really an Avenger, is he? And Coulson, but no, I think
just
keep it to the core heroes, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Kat, who would you pick?
I think Thor.
You think Thor?
I think it would be Thor. I think just for entertainment value, it might even be the shortest night ever because you get kicked out of everywhere within like 2 hours, but. You know that it would be 2 hours of belly laughing.
Some fun, yeah.
Some fun would be had by everybody.
He does generally seem quite fun as well.
Yeah. He'd wow you with stories of Bildschnipe.
Yeah.
And other such.
You know the Bildschnipe! They come with the giant tusks and you break them and eat their bones. Ha! Glorious day!
And then you throw a chicken bone over his shoulder and smash a cup on the floor.
Hit someone in the face.
It would be an evening of hilarity. So I think I'll go with Thor. What about you?
I don't know, man. But even like with all this thing, I would still like to go with Natasha. I think even pulling out of the kind of opposite sex.
You ain't doing any pulling out, mate.
Or pulling in. Or pushing in.
You're doing nothing.
You ain't doing nothing. Even taking that away, I just think she would be a good laugh.
Yeah, it would be entertaining.
I think the night would start very
sedate,
like cocktails
in a Berlin bar,
suit, and then by 5 a.m.
you'd be like, you wake up in a field and she'd be nowhere to be found. And you'd be on your own.
She showed me a good evening.
Yeah.
She's got some other business to do.
She
would have found some delicate, and then mission would have happened. But that's okay.
I'll make my own way home.
Yeah,
I'll get my own.
Taking me to the party.
All right, you're going with Black Widow then.
I'm going with Black Widow.
Fair enough.
Just from I think she would be very entertaining
from a platonic standpoint. Yeah.
If you have any comments or questions, feel free to contact us at PM.
No one has yet, have they? No one's contacted us yet, have they? Have you been checking the email?
I have been checking it. Well, no one's
contacted us. No, of course.
Oh, I would have talked about it. If someone asked a question, I'd talk about it.
Straight on that, because we need to keep that one person, don't we?
Yeah. That one listener.
We need to cherish them.
Captain listener.
Turn up.
Hello, Captain listener.
We need to turn up and do the podcast in their living room.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a competition. Email in, and we'll come to your house and do the podcast in your living room.
Don't say that. I don't want to be hanging around with someone.
Now he's insulted our prospective audience.
So yeah, feel free to email us at pndpodcast@gmail.com.
And that's us done.
If you'd like to leave a positive review on iTunes, that
do
would
that. Absolutely do that.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't exist yet. But I'm planning on it.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel that doesn't exist yet.
YouTube/PND podcast. Twitter, Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter.
We're all over the show. We're all over the show.
Yeah, we need to start promoting the Facebook, man, and the Twitter.
We need to start promoting the show.
We need to start promoting, don't we? This is the first step to promotion. We're doing it in the podcast.
Here you are.
Here's the promotion.
Here's the promotion.
Go forth and
like our shit, please.
Like our shit, yeah.
And we will make more shit.
We'll keep making shit. And on that bombshell, I've been Pip.
I've been Dale.
Thanks for listening.
Touch me inappropriately.